and I was born in 1958.
Well, we bought our first color TV, I think when I was either 9 or 10.
When I was a young kid, probably 10, 11, 12 years old, the only real technology in my house was TV. We had, I believe it was mostly black and white TVs. I don't think we had a color TV set yet. I didn't really watch a lot of TV.
Well, I did watch a lot of cartoons, so Fred Flintstones, Gilligan's Island, loved Gilligan's Island. When I got older, we watched Knots Landing, Dallas, Dynasty, those kind of nighttime, prime time shows. I had my first push-button phone probably in 7th grade, which would have been 12 years old. We probably had we had a stereo that was a turntable.
We had radios around the house, and I used to tinker with some of the radios in the house, rewire them and put speakers in different locations in the room. So at that age, probably 10 to 14, I was rewiring radios. Didn't have any computers yet. Nobody did in 1968 except the government, and very few people had color TVs.
Probably listened to the radio a lot more than we watched TV. There was always music on in the house, always some kind of music on the radio or stereo, or my dad sang.
The first music I ever bought was records. We used to buy 45s, which had one song on each side of the 45s. I remember going out and buying 45 from group The Guess Who. If you're lucky, you would get one great song and one lousy song.
I had a turntable that was part of the TV radio turntable. It was a big console. If you had one of those, you were it.
Nowadays, you probably spend money on MP3s if you do it legally anyway.
When the CDs came around, I was buying 1 to 5 a week. For the iPod, I still buy music, probably 10 songs maybe a month.
When it comes to phones, when I was growing up, we had the same one everybody else did. You rented the phone from Ma Bell, and it was the round dial. So you turn the dial on number, and it would go click, 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 click.
My first cell phone was a bag. And actually, we didn't call it cell phone. We called it the car phone, because you didn't take it out of your car. Because if you were going to use it out of your car, you actually had to charge it. The thing was the size of a shoebox. It was huge. You carried it on your ear, and it was humongous.
I remember when cell phones first came out, there used to be people on Route 128, for example, at the rest stop. They used to stand there where all the payphones were, and these guys were holding these big giant bag phones, and they'd let you try the new technology cell phones. Now I think people probably can't survive without their cell phone. Even 12, 13-year-olds are all carrying cell phone where they combine using the phone to make calls, for texting, putting their music on their phones. I carry around the BlackBerry, which has my entire life on it. So phones have become more and more important to us as I think the technology has gotten smaller and smaller.
And now with a cell phone, you can do anything in there. It's an MP3 player. You can get your emails on it. You can check the internet. You can check weather, sports. In fact, you can have weather automatically sent to you. You can have your favorite sports team scores automatically sent to you. Any kind of new news. We can talk to anywhere. It's even cheaper to use my cell phone to call out of the country. We didn't have any kind of computers in the house till I actually graduated college. Even though I used them at school, we never used them. We never had them at home until recently. I bought my first computer probably in 1993 for the house. Otherwise, I used it only at work.
I love the subject of computers because I guess I'm kind of a geek. I've always been into computers. I've been working in the computer field, electronics field, high-tech field for I guess over 30 years now. So I've seen the progression from, working on giant mainframe computers that would fill up a whole room. We're all amazed by, IBM's PCs and their XTs and their ATs, which was, pretty funny. It was a computer with 64K of memory, and, if you were lucky, it had a 2 megabyte or 5 megabyte hard drive in it, and would cost a couple of $1,000s. So I've watched and have done everything from working on those platforms to moving into the software industry, and now into the media industry, to right now I work for part of TV Guide that does the electronic program guide. So it's built into your TV sets and your DVRs and your cable boxes, so that you can sit down in front of your television set, whether it's a high-tech HD set or any television set, and you'll be able to bring up a guide and know what's on one of your 500 channels.
Right now I work for a printing company, and it's all digital, where previously it used to be all offset, and it was letters on a roll that would feed onto on another roll, and then the paper would take it off that roll. But now it's all computer to right to the file, and you can go right to print. It's all easy now. Nobody has to sit there and strip a negative anymore. Nobody has to cut and paste anything. It's all cut and paste on a computer, a bunch of keys, and it goes right to a digital printer, so you don't even have to use ink anymore. It's all toner on paper.
I've seen all of those technology changes, and it's amazing how much has been condensed in such a little space.
When I was younger, I did have a car that had an 8-track system. That system didn't live too long. I had a little portable 8-track player. I had it in my car, and I bought my first 8-track, I think, was the Rocky soundtrack, because it was good. The Bee Gees, Bread, Diana Ross, Aerosmith. I had some rock and roll in me.
Yeah, I think we were probably one of the last families in the neighborhood to have a color TV. So I think my parents probably took that as an advantage to have myself and my brother and my sister go off to our neighbors and watch color TV. Gave them some time alone. But as time progressed, I think they felt the pressure when even my grandparents got a color TV. They got one first. They got one of those old console things. The picture really wasn't that good. People were kind of green, but it was a color TV. And then my parents went out and splurged and got, I think, the 19-inch RCA color TV console with the wood. There was more wood than there was TV. I actually had my electronics training from one of the guys who was the original engineering technician for ENIAC, the big supercomputer for the government.